Hey, this is Josh here. I'm making another journal entry. This one is about like SJWs and how I secretly suspect they're like spies. Like not like spies that spy for the government, but spies that spy for like companies and like you know those type of spies. But the reason I'm saying like SJWs are terrorists, or well, like basically they are terrorists. Like my opinion is that they're terrorists. They're radicalized like people who believe in subversion, which is a tactic, literally a Latin subtext is to overthrow. I'm reading off Wikipedia right now. I mean, there's many like definitions of it, but subversion is a tactic employed by intelligence agencies to control like the way you think. Basically, you want to know why ISIS is the enemy? It's because the CIA told you they were. That's a subversion tactic. It's literally like having a label gun. Anything you label becomes like the boogeyman. And this is the key, like this is without this boogeyman, subversion tactics are useless. Which is why they're generally not employed in direct warfare. This is you would only use subversion tactics if you cannot fight your enemies head on. Basically, subversion is the tactics of the cowardly and the weak. The fact that they cannot like combat, like they have no honor in them, it's just proof that like some people were meant to die on the battlefield. Others were meant to survive, obviously, because when you have to play to these strengths and weaknesses of people around you, you might as well be as useless as a fucking goldfish in a fucking aquarium tank. Yeah, that's just an opinion. Please feel free to disagree at any time. Anyone who bothers to listen to these journals. But all in all, subversion is a tool used by spies to infiltrate governments, rival companies, anyone who they disagree with, and they use it as a way of labeling, creating dissent, creating enemies within ranks where there were none. So let me paint a picture for you. A classic subversion tactic would be, all right, imagine you're on a football team, and I'm not talking about that gay ass soccer shit that they play around the world. I'm talking about honest to God, like pigskins, like football players, helmets clashing each other. None of that fairy tale soccer shit. No offense to the rest of the world. It's just in America we love football, not football. Like. But anyways, I'll let some Euro trash argue with me about that because they think they know everything that happens in America and yet they've never farted in our country. So I'm gonna let Euro trash fucking go around and basically say everything that's wrong with America while they've never even took a dump in our fucking local like In-N-Out burger or Tommy burgers or you know what I mean? You never like took a dump in America, dude. So I don't want to hear you talk shit about it, okay? Like I don't fucking go to the Middle East and say, "Oh, yeah, I farted there. I took a shit in the Middle East. It's a hellhole." Like, yeah, I've never done that. I will never, ever, ever do that. Like that's annoying. I went off topic again. But back to the subversion. The subversion. Let's just read off another definition or a paragraph because fuck society and doing things in an established order. This is my journal. I get to do whatever I want. This is a contrast to a protest, a coup d'etat, or working through traditional means, if available, in a political system to bring about change. Let me interject here for a moment. So the very nature of this is to topple governments. Ooh. Furthermore, external subversion is where the aggressing state attempts to recruit and assist indigenous, political, and military actors to overthrow the government by a coup d'état. This happened. Let me interrupt you. This happened in Syria a couple months ago, where the CIA planned like a failed coup and it backfired really bad. But it didn't make like the media because the CIA like owns like they control the media, so it makes perfect sense that we would not hear about this. But reading from Russian like websites, dude, like in Russian, like thank God for the Russians, dude. Thank God like somebody watches America's back while America's too busy fucking watching my back. So I mean, not everybody in America is like good. Like, they clearly don't agree with the current political structure or even the people who live in the country, for God's sake. So, but other than that, look, the whole point of subversion is to change the way a community thinks, a culture. Like the very tactics that spies use, terrorists use. So who's the good guy in all this? Like who's the bad man? Like if one day you're a terrorist, the next you're a spy. Like, who's to say you're really good and who's to say you're really evil? You're just an interest. Meaning whether you live or die, it doesn't matter. You were there representing someone else's interest. So careful. I don't think like in my that's an opinion, but on a side note, I don't personally think spies are like bitch maids. Like I don't think anyone tells them what to do. But there are people who spy who aren't like actual spies. I know them as like neighborhood watch, the snitch, or the Stasi, or the Gestapo. Like I don't know, man. Like I know them as neighborhood watch, but other people have called them like the thought police. For some reason, dude, when you walk around the hood and the local hood police like come by, dude, and they don't like the way you think, like, oh, like, you don't agree with fucking Tron's way of thinking, like, oh, we're gonna cap your ass, fool. We're gonna shoot you, like when you're buying food, when you're out walking with your girl, we're gonna jump your ass and kill you. That's what I'm used to growing up with, dude. Like, just people always threatening me, like, threatening to kill me to look tough in front of their fucking shitty fucking girlfriends, dude. Like, oh, yeah, yeah, he really put me in my place, right? Like, oh, yeah, he's a violent, schizophrenic, like, moron, dude, and fucking, like, some women think that's, like, a turn on. Yeah, only if you're the same person. Um, someone who actually has sanity in their genetic like building blocks would not tell you that that's cool, that they're being a stupid, ignorant person, and that they deserve to die by their own hand, let alone someone else's. But still, I, still, it's just one of those things that just kind of, man, I just can't believe how some people think like, all right, this person's good to you, right? Like everything they say sounds right. No, no, like why can't you question like the hand that feeds you? Right? Why is it so against the law of the land to like go against the hand that fed you? Like the hand just wants to feed you your addiction, dude. The hand just wants to feed you your weakness back to you. The hand doesn't do shit. The hand doesn't feed you. The hand doesn't do anything to save you. It just leaves you there to die every time. So fuck the hand that feeds. Trenton Reznor, you're a fucking like rock legend, dude. Thanks. I'm pretty sure one of my friends named his kid after you. Brandon Lee Trudeau, I think is his name, or like Trudeau. I forgot his last name. Whatever. Point is, dude, the hand that feeds was to me. I think that song was about like drug addiction. Other people were like, "Oh no, it's a friend that fucks you over." Like, no, I think it's about addiction, dude. Like, just like the government, dude. Like, you're an addict. You're addicted to war. You're addicted to drugs. You're addicted to fucking whores who fucking sell their bodies for anything. I mean, man or woman, like you're, you know what I mean? Like America's got a terrible like drug problem, dude. Like they hide it. Like they tell their kids not to do drugs while they secretly like go do a bump of coke like in the next room, dude. Like you have to understand, dude, America is a generational fuck up, dude. Like that's what I mean. These elders act like we never saw these people. Like, oh my god, like before the time of like cell phones, dude, like we never spied on the elderly. Like we never like watched you people from afar and called you on your bullshit. Like that never happened, right? That never existed. Yeah, no, that totally happened, and that's why like most people I know are drug addicts. I only know like a few like people I can count with my hand that I've like met. Like my brother used to be a drug addict, dude. Like that's why I hate him so much. God, I hate Danny. Let's just say that, like Danny, if you're listening, if you're spying on me on the net, like you always do, you piece of shit. Like fuck you, dude. I hate you, bro. We're not brothers. I know you tried to have me locked up. Like you used like cybersecurity against me. You fucking loser, piece of shit. Fucking, I hate you. You're no brother of mine. And if you're hearing this, that was for you. Okay, but other than that, I'm making Fallout videos. And this guy Peterson's talking about like how like when he stood up for against the SJW, he was like saying he was gonna lose all his like his job and his subscribers because like one person complained about like the way he did his business, like, which is retarded, man. Like, why would you like you can't get people fired because you disagree with the way they do business with you. Like, that's like disagreeing with your pot dealer, dude. Like, I don't like the way my pot dealer like hands me my weed. My weed dealer needs to bend over and hand me like the marijuana between their butt cheeks, and then I will be like, that's how I will purchase weed. Like you can't sell me weed any other way, and that's how I see like an argument between an SJW and a person who seems to hail from literacy. But then again, dude, these SJWs are terrorists. Like literally, like you're a terrorist. I want to hear you say it, SJWs. You're a terrorist because like if you don't, the American way of life is to have freedom of speech. And if you don't believe in freedom of speech, guess what? You're a fucking terrorist. And I get to fucking purge you from the states because god damn it, dude, it's like the one thing that like an American like plans for, you know, invasion from within from Russians or Muslims. It doesn't matter, man. There's a lot of people that want to invade America, but they can't because, you know, we're just way too smart for them and way too good for them. They'll never have what we have, that's for sure. Okay, now I'm just bragging. Yeah, because it's pretty bad everywhere else in the world, and we're really lucky to have a functioning democracy. And it really upsets me that there's like people who want to tear it down because they just couldn't, they didn't get chosen as the chosen ones, dude. Like they didn't get handed the legacy of responsibility. Like, fuck you. You know what I mean? I think like people who inherited whatever they were supposed to inherit, other than the legacy of child rape, other than that, I think the legacy is just fine. But yeah, the legacy of like murdering and raping children, that can go, right? Like no one wants to protect that, right? I would hope not. But anyways, that's enough for my SJ anti-subversion video. So just know SJWs are terrorists, boys and girls. Like they literally don't believe in freedom of speech, and they're trying to convert you to the way of Islam. So good luck in fighting your enemies, cause I'm calling you fucking SJWs out. You're terrorists, thick and thin. Like you may not look brown, but you smell brown. That's for sure. This is Josh saying fuck you and talk to you people later. Peace.